Welcome everyone to another episode of the Heat vs. the World podcast. As always, I'm your host, Joel Jacob, and you can follow me on Twitter at JoelKJacob_. And with me always, I got some guests. First, we got Miami Flash PE. Say what's up to the people, Flash.
What's going on, everybody? Good times ahead, guys. Follow me on Twitter at Miami Clutch PE. You'll see me celebrating like crazy, like I did last night.
And then following him, we got another female correspondent, Jules. Say what's up to the people.
Hi guys, it's Jules. I used to be 305 Hero, but now I'm Hoodie Jules, Julez.
And then following that, we have our OG female correspondent, Miss Angelina Martel. Say what's up to the people, Ange.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Angelina Martel. You can follow me on Twitter at Angie Martel with 2 E's for your latest Miami Heat updates and maybe an occasional Angie moment. You never know.
All right, y'all. So without further ado, let's get started with this episode. Yo, I'm very happy right now. For all the people out there that was talking about how this Heat team was not going to go to the playoffs, how they were the bubble frauds and all that, how y'all feel right now?
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce is a clown. Yeah, exactly.
How y'all feel
Paul Pierce.
right now?
Paul Pierce is a clown.
Isn't it just poetic that we beat the Celtics to do it? The freaking Celtics, that team that fraud was a part of for so many years. And it just felt great. Like, Celtics fans are and the team, they're just so awful. I hate them so much, and we just beat their ass, and it was great, and I love it.
Like, wow, bro. For it to have went down the way it did. Like, oh my gosh. But without further ado, I mean, let's just talk about this game real quick, all right? So, let's see. Miami went out. They did their job. And to be real with you, I was very happy about this win, not only because we were able to clinch a playoff spot and all that, but one thing specifically that had me hyped up was we did this without having Jimmy Butler in that second half, which I think was huge because, it's no secret that Miami has constantly relied on him throughout the season. So for them to hop in and get the job done, even when knowing that Jimmy wasn't gonna play, because it's not like, what was it? This was something that they were prepared for him to not play the rest of the game. That just came out of nowhere when he bumped into Smart. So for Miami to go out there and get the job done, despite all of the obstacles that was trying to get thrown in their way, that's friggin' amazing if you ask me. What about you, Flash?
That collective effort, because you said it, Jimmy went out, and I think they even, like, early in that third quarter, they either tied the game or just got really close, or maybe even took the lead, something like that. And just the collective effort from these four guys in specific, Bam, Duncan, Goran, and Tyler, they they made it seem like we didn't need Jimmy. Obviously, for big games, we are going to need Jimmy, but for that 30, no, I'm sorry, that 24-minute span, like, it just went so seamless. At the end, the usual, we have a big lead, so it goes down a little bit. Thing happened, but I had zero problem with that. Duncan Robinson did things that I've never seen him do, specifically in the third quarter, taking off the dribble, one leg Dirk Nowitzki style mid range shots, and yeah, Bam took took those Jimmy moments that Jimmy usually has, and just for himself, he distributed the ball, he did everything the way he was supposed to do it, and Goran, man, just in that fourth quarter, the ghost of Steph Curry just took over that man's body because he was nailing shots from like 30 feet. So I loved it. Tyler did his thing. He was leading scorer, 24 points, and his little short T-Rex arms got 11 rebounds. So I love it. I love everything about this game. I love it that we did it against those fraud Celtics, against their fraud fans, in their fraud building. Woo, let's go. All right.
And then, Jules, what about you? How'd you feel about last night's game?
I think it was a really good win against like a really good team because honestly, the Celtics have dealt with like COVID and injuries just like us. And like I feel like if they didn't deal with that, they definitely would be a playoff team, like no question. So it was really nice to be able to go out and get that win against a good team that that should be in the playoffs, and hopefully we'll meet again in the playoffs, because I mean those two games, I mean they had to be the most fun all season.
And then what about you, Ange?
Man, does it feel good to clinch a playoff spot, bro. Oh my goodness. And I feel like with this game, Miami knew this was going to be probably their biggest and most important game of the season, considering that if we didn't win this game, we would still have to fight for a spot in the playoffs and avoid the play-in tournament. But now I feel like that we've won and that we've clinched our spot. Even if we lose these next 3 games, we're still guaranteed a spot. So I feel like that's a lot of weight lifted off of their shoulders from that. I just want to reiterate, Paul Pierce, you are a clown. Look at yourself. You freaking played yourself, bro. Look how stupid you look. Anyways, what I mostly enjoyed about this game was that they kept it really close in the beginning, which kept people on the edge of their seats, kept it like exciting, whatnot. And I found out earlier today that our bench outscored Boston's by 30, which is quite amazing, considering the players they had off the bench. Um, we shot not a career, I'm sorry, a season high 53% from the 3-point line. And like Clutch said, Duncan Robinson, Gordon Dragic did amazing things from three. Jimmy Butler hit a couple clutch threes. Tyler Hero scored a double-double yesterday, doubling his points since the last game against Boston that we won. He had 24 points and 11 rebounds, and also doubled up his minutes too. So, you know, this game was certainly an amazing one, and just we proved everyone wrong. We are not a bubble fluke. We are here to stay. We are here to prove ourselves, and that's it. Enough
And
said.
we clinched a playoff spot before the Lakers.
Exactly. Very true. Very true. Lakers fans aren't gonna like that one.
We're the real bubble frauds. I know there's some pods out there that disagree with us.
Mm. Oh.
Bubble
Yo,
frauds.
yo, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know about y'all, but like, I feel like I've never been so hyped about a simple playoff clinch ever. Like for Miami to just simply, I feel like after everything they went through, to just simply clinch the playoffs and to do it before the other teams out there, you know, that's something huge to think about. And I'm so happy to see how far this team has went. It's clear that this isn't the same team we saw in the beginning of the year, the same team that people were concerned about. There was a lot of people saying that come trade deadline, we should be sellers, not buyers, and all that. But we were able to turn it around. And because of that, I'm very happy. However, job's not finished though, because right now we are the fifth seed, and while great that is, all it takes is one loss for us to fall back down to the sixth seed. And obviously, we'd want to finish in the 4 or 5 position, which is possible. Philadelphia, they have the first seed locked up pretty much. I mean, they haven't officially clinched it, but I mean, come on. After this Heat game, all they have to do is just beat Orlando twice on their home court, by the way, in Philly. So it's not like it's going to be a hard task for them. They play Milwaukee. That's the game I'm concerned about because, I think they're competing with Brooklyn for that 2 seed right now. So we'll see how Miami shows up for that game. And
I
then
mean,
who
oh,
say
no,
that?
you can keep going.
And then like after that we play Detroit, which we should win, assuming that we'll continue seeing the same competitive Miami Heat team. And yeah.
We're gonna beat the Sixers and the Bucks, and somehow we're gonna lose to the Pistons. That's just how we operate.
Yo, I'm gonna be so heated if that goes down.
But I mean, I can see why Milwaukee you'd be scared for that, because I mean, either way, if we end up in a 6 seed, we're gonna end up either going against Milwaukee or Brooklyn, which are two teams we want to avoid. I mean, we're probably gonna run into them later in the playoffs, but it would be really upsetting to get a first round exit from either of those teams. So fourth, fifth seed is ideal, playing either Atlanta or New York. So, and what I was gonna say earlier, I mean, I can see why you weren't as nervous. You said you weren't as nervous, Joel, or you said people were like nervous.
Yeah, like people were nervous, they didn't know if this team was gonna go far or anything, or if they would even make the playoffs, and that, we should like sell certain pieces and just focus on next year and all that?
I mean, I can see why people would have been nervous about yesterday's game or whenever this pod airs, the previous game against Boston that we clinched our playoff spot. Because if we were to lose, like, say we did lose this game, we would still have to try our best to beat Milwaukee and Philly and Detroit. I mean, Detroit shouldn't be a hard game, but Milwaukee and Philly are scary. I mean, I'm not scared of them personally, but like knowing what they're capable of doing and knowing how we operate, it,
Heat in
it could have been
five.
a bad. I'm sorry?
Heat in five.
Could be Heat in 4 soon, but yes, until then, Heat in 5. But yeah. Do you think Haslam's gonna make his breakout game in Detroit? I really hope so.
I feel like they
He's
have to do it in the Philadelphia game because that's the last
Yeah, because
home
that's at home.
game.
Oh, he has to do it at a home game?
I mean, he doesn't have to, but you want to put him in front of the Heat home crowd.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very true. Who's that girl that said that the Heat weren't gonna get a first round exit? I mean, the Heat were gonna get a first round exit because he got traded from Philly.
Oh,
I forget her
Crystal,
name.
Crystal Rich. I don't forget
Yes,
you,
her.
Crystal
What was I
Rich.
gonna say? If the Heat beat Philly in the upcoming game, I'm gonna at her, bro. I don't care because
yo,
that's a big slap in the face. She said it last. She said it last season. The Heat are gonna have a first round exit since they
yeah,
traded Jimmy Butler. He's gonna get no minutes on the bench. Blah 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 blah. But then look what happened. You guys look like freaking clowns. You look
that
like clowns.
that was
You, don't-
determined.
you
That was the lie. No, Jimmy Butler would not make the playoffs. Get yourself out of here.
Mark my
you know
words. If I have to say it, this team is gonna have a first round exit.
I'm gonna be so obnoxious, so incredibly obnoxious if we play the Knicks in the first round, take them out in 4 games, not even 5, because they don't even deserve the respect of 5, and then we have to match up against Philly. I'm gonna be so obnoxious. You're gonna hate me. Everybody on Twitter, even Heat fans themselves, are gonna freaking despise me because those two fraudulent franchises don't deserve any respect, and I can't wait for that. I'm gonna be so freaking annoying.
Yo, it is friggin' this ain't no
And this is why
regular.
people say Heat Twitter's toxic.
Yeah, this is not any regular Heat versus the World pod, y'all. Like this is
Oh, I'm gonna
cocky.
show them toxic.
Yo, this is
This is
cocky Heat
Heat
versus the
versus the
World hour.
freaking universe, bro. Come on now.
Like my goodness, y'all came out. Y'all come out ready to swing at some of these people. Okay, but let's see moving forward. So now we look at this schedule not only for the Heat but for these other teams as well. To those who didn't know, we're the 5th seed right now because New York lost to the Lakers yesterday. I don't really see why Lakers fans hype up THT that much, but I'll hop on the bandwagon just for now because he made that shot yesterday to win it for them. So shout outs to you, THT, if you're listening to this for whatever
Yeah, you
random
know
reason.
what? Shout out to THT because
Yeah.
even though LeBron
Like
tried to screw us yet
this.
again, he tried to screw us for like the 15th time in his career. It didn't work. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to play because he knew Miami was gonna clinch. I I can't stand these. I can't stand that man. But yeah, shout out to THT for that game winner though. Foiled LeBron's plans. Crybaby.
Yeah, so let's see. We looking at this playoff picture right now. I mean, how do you guys think this regular season is gonna end for Miami? Like, first of all, do you guys think we could go 3-0 in these final 3 games? Because if we are able to do that, then we don't have to worry about any teams losing or whatever. Like, just simply win those 3 games, and we're in that 4-5 matchup. Like, what do y'all think?
I'm
We
confident
could.
because if Miami goes into those games how we did these 2 games against Boston, then we should have no problem. Hopefully, we don't blow a lead like we did the first time in Boston, but that's besides the point. But I feel like I just don't want Miami to show up for the games that they think matter most because every game counts equally as another. But just some like I don't know how to word it, but it's just like I don't want them to show up for the big games because they think they matter more. Like I don't want us to beat Philly and Milwaukee and then go lose to Detroit or like lose to like a team that we should have won against these last couple of games. So, but I have faith. I think we can do it.
Flash, what about you?
I I always like when we got to this stretch of the season where we needed to beat Boston and we did. I said, let's get to 40 wins. We have 38, so going at least 2-1 is good enough for me. Us being in the play, being out of the play-in is good enough for me, but now I want more. So 40 wins for me. I think that's realistic. I think we might drop one of Milwaukee or Philly, but I don't think we drop both.
Mm-hmm. And then what
I-
about you, Jules? What do you think?
I think we have to win both. I think we have to treat them both as playoff games since, I mean, realistically, they're teams that we're going to see in the postseason. And our first two matchups with them, the first one we got blown out by the Bucks. Second time we beat the Bucks. And then with Philly, both games, there was no Bam and no Jimmy. So we've never played them healthy. So, I mean, I'm really excited to see hopefully both teams can be healthy by the matchup, so we can see how these teams really stack up against each other.
For sure. Like,
Hey,
you know,
hey,
I
real
remember.
quick, Joel.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know if you guys saw. I just like scrolled past this on Twitter. We broke the Celtics. If you look at their injury report for today against Cleveland,
Yo,
Jalen
I
Brown's
saw
out. That's
that.
obvious. Marcus Smart, right calf contusion, out. Kemba Walker, left knee management, out. Robert Williams, left foot turf toe, out.
You don't think that's load
Man,
management for
Oh,
playing?
it's definitely load management, because if they beat us, then they had a playoff chance, and like now they don't anymore. So I think they're definitely like resting them, because
Yeah, they're saving them for
definitely in the
Charlotte.
play-in. Yeah, no,
yeah,
they're definitely in the play-in now, because we got a berth. Knicks are gonna get one, and there's no chance for them to get a playoff berth now. So I think it's rest, hopefully, because I mean I don't want to see anyone hurt.
we broke those fools.
I
They
really
accepted
thought Kemba
defeat.
Walker dislocated his shoulder the first couple minutes of the game. I was like, damn, again?
Yo, that was weird. Like, the dude didn't pay attention to the ball or anything. I was like,
He
what the heck?
left and then came back, like out of nowhere. I was like, oh, he's back.
Hey, who poked Jimmy Butler in the face?
I think that was Marcus Smart.
It was Marcus Smart.
You
Freaking
know what?
Marcus
I was
Smart.
I was I was I was a big Marcus Smart fan last season
I
because
love
I thought the
mocking
way
his
he
name with a
hustled,
Boston accent.
and I was like, man, that could be potential Heat culture. But you just poked Jimmy, bro. You out of my favorites now.
I mean, I don't know if this is still a thing, but like I think last season or a few seasons ago, they like got into it with each other. So
Oh, like they don't like each other?
I don't know. I mean, I looked it up. I
Bro,
think
if this is a Luka Doncic and Colin Sexton type situation where they purposely injured each other, I swear I will have to throw hands.
I don't think it was intentional. I'd like to think no one does that intentionally, but like I was looking it up because I wanted to re-see like the injury, and on YouTube it was like Jimmy Butler, Marcus Smart scuffle. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think that was back when he was in Chicago.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I saw what you're talking about. I think that's just competitive spirit. But poking the man in the eye, even if it was unintentional, man, he got me
And
messed up on
and
that.
then making him like questionable to return and just like him not coming back. Nah.
They said Spoelstra said this after the game. Jimmy was warming up in the locker room with a basketball in the fourth quarter. He was ready to come back if the Heat blew the lead.
If they blew the lead, but if we were good, he probably would have just remained.
Yeah, he did remain. So
Yeah, I mean,
it
because
was fine.
we did fine. We were up by 20 at one point, so we were good. Like with a couple like minutes left in the fourth, so it was okay.
Yeah, I'm convinced Jimmy would have played if the Heat didn't go on that run.
He'll do anything for us, man. I'd like give my left arm for that, bro. That man, I swear, I love Jimmy Butler so much.
I feel this game was like a total confidence booster, though. Like I mean, the Celtics are like a good team. Like they've just been unlucky this season. So for us to like be able to like beat them like without our leader is pretty big in my opinion.
Yeah, it boosts the confidence up of those, especially those four guys I mentioned earlier, right? Bam, he he got his fourth quarter shine, and then you got
His
Duncan
promotion for
Duncan Goran
defensive
going
player of the
crazy.
year,
Oh, I love that man.
bro. He hit us
What
with
he
the
did right
Kawhi
there,
laugh. I was dying, bro. Did you see my tweet, bro? That was so funny.
he dropped the mic on Dwayne Wade. I love
I
it.
know he's like, I can perform all positions on defense, and that's all I'm gonna say, and then just drop the mic.
And he's
Because I
right.
feel like I feel like Dwayne
He
Wade
doesn't
already
need
knows what
to.
he's capable of. So everyone knows what
Yeah,
he's capable of.
Bam
So
doesn't
there's no
gotta
need to
say it.
explain himself.
Bam doesn't have to say it. That's why he said one sentence and just moved on because Bam lets his play do the talk. He doesn't need to tell people, and he doesn't need to like pay websites like Ben Simmons to
Well,
say he's the defensive player of the year.
I mean,
he's just
regardless of
selfless.
whether or not he gets it, like, I mean, he is the defensive player of the year. Like, whether the NBA gives it to him, like, no one's doing what he does. So
There's
If
no
it's a
way you look at Rudy
popularity vote,
Gobert getting crossed up by uh
Devin
by a
Booker.
random guard, Devin Booker. You see him getting spin cycled by Steph
He hit the
Curry.
Heisman Trophy, bro. I died.
Bam locked up Steph Curry. What in the clutch, the last game that like we played, he airballed the shot when Bam was guarding him.
Yeah, so
Like
you know
that's
what? That's
incredible.
enough of that with
It's Steph
Gobert, and that
Curry. Like
and you know what? That's enough of that with Ben Simmons. I am sick of this man. This man does nothing for me. Like he's a good perimeter. He's a very good perimeter defender, but Bam does everything. He does what Gobert. He does what Gobert does a little bit less, but he does what Gobert does plus what Simmons does. Like that together. Simmons can't guard
Simmons
a
is
five,
perimeter, and then Rudy's under the rim protection.
and Bam is both.
I know exactly.
That's what I don't get. Like, how do you put these guys that have to separate, like, have separate skill sets ahead of Bam when Bam has both?
Knowing the NBA system, it's pretty flawed if you ask me, based on like the All-Star game and whatnot. So anything's possible. Hey, man, I swear, if Rudy Gobert wins it, I will literally like stop watching basketball. I swear.
he's going to.
He shouldn't.
He
He doesn't
no,
deserve it as much as Bam. And we're not being biased to those who are going to listen
no,
to this
yeah.
and think, oh, you're being biased because you're Heat fans. No, if you watched us and you watched how Bam Adebayo performs against other star players, I can pull up stats right now. I have like, it's literally like visual proof and it's statistical proof that he's capable of what everyone says he is. So
Listen, if you disagree with what I'm saying about Bam, with anybody out there disagrees with what I'm saying about Bam being Defensive Player of the Year, you're a Ben Simmons fan or you're a Rudy Gobert fan, which means you're either milking a cow out in Utah and not like using electricity, like most of you people out there, or you're just a scum of the earth, like Philly fans are.
oh my god,
Hey.
no, bro.
Y'all are firing on
It's
all
no,
cylinders.
that's clutch, bro. I'm not talking about people milking cows in Utah, bro. Like what?
Could have
My
said it worse.
goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see. Let's move on real quick. So then another thing that's important to talk about with this Heat team is let's see. Let's do it real quick. How do you guys feel about Victor Oladipo? Yesterday, report. Well, not a report, but one of the interviewers asked. I think it was Ira. I don't know who, but someone asked Eric Spoelstra, is there any update on Victor Oladipo? And his response was simply that there wasn't any update. And I don't know. I guess I've sort of lost hope that he'll come back for the regular season. And I'm just simply worried about if he'll come back for the playoffs. Like, how do you guys feel about it? We'll start off with you, Flash.
Right. So I genuinely think the Heat are not hiding anything, and I genuinely think Spo really doesn't know. I'm pretty sure the Miami front office and trainers don't know because all we've heard so far is it's up to Oladipo to play. So I think he just has them wondering because not having an update is just way too weird, and it's not even it doesn't even sound like a Miami Heat thing anymore. It sounds straight up like a Victor thing. Uh, I don't know if he's coming back anymore. I would hope he does, maybe for at least 1 or 2 games, but this timeline is really running thin right now. Coming back in the playoffs, if you're facing a New York team or an Atlanta team, maybe that's it. That's all right for him to come back, but just to throw him into the fire against Brooklyn or Milwaukee, that's kind of tough. So, especially with how well Nunn and Hero have been playing on at least on offense lately.
And then one thing that I want, and we'll get back to this real soon, but, you know, so one thing that we've been wondering amongst ourselves, and this was like a question that was brought up that at first it seemed like a dumb question, but now moving forward, this seems more realistic. Like we all agree on the idea that assuming Oladipo returns, if it is in the playoffs, he's coming off the bench for the time being, right? Like he'll probably work himself up to play as a starter.
If he comes back, he's starting. That's still no matter what, no matter how these guys has played. That's still my opinion. He's going to start if he comes back. Now the question is if he comes back.
See, because that's the thing I'm just like skeptical about. Because I personally had the mentality he would always start for us when he'd come back, but I never knew it would take as long as it's taken right now. So it kind of has me skeptical about that. What about you, Ange?
Copyright.
Hey, chill. YouTube out.
No, you're allowed to play 8 seconds of it. She's good.
I didn't even play like 2. Anyways,
Oh.
but no, I'm sad. I miss Oladipo, bro. He's over here posting freaking Facebook mom memes on his Instagram story, and he's at the games too. So it's not like he's like not here. He's definitely here. I feel like Spo wants to save him for playoffs if he ever comes back. So I'm just hopeful that he's gonna be okay enough to return and healthy enough to like play again. But as for starting him, I feel like Spo and Oladipo both are gonna take this injury into like accountability and thinking like it was as serious as it was. Maybe it could have been like a freak accident and he just like overthinking it, but considering how long he was out for, like a month and a half he's been out for. He's missed a majority of the games this season. I feel like Spo would wait out a little bit, maybe start Nunn a little bit more, and then as like time goes on, then they'd put him back into the starting lineup. So I'm confident that he's healthy enough to come back. So
Jules, what about you?
I don't think he's gonna come back. I don't know. I don't like the quote unquote diagnosis that's on the injury report, like knee soreness. Like it just feels like very like wishy washy. Like, I feel like there's more than what they're telling us, and like I feel that way because like with the different injuries this season, like LeBron had a high ankle sprain, James Harden right hamstring strain. Like it was like a very like diagnosed thing, and like knee soreness. I don't know, knee soreness doesn't keep you out for a month and a half. Same with Tyler Hero. Foot soreness doesn't keep you out for 7 games. So the fact that he's been out for a month and a half with knee soreness does not make me super, super confident that he'll be back this season.
I mean, knowing Miami, they've kept they have a tendency of keeping their injuries quiet and not announcing it like every 2 seconds. So I feel like either this is gonna be a surprise, or like randomly when the Heat announces their starting lineup or like injury report, Victor's going to be listed as questionable. And the whole timeline's going to go crazy because there's been literally no Oladipo injury updates about this whole knee soreness situation, whatever. So like Tyler's injury kind of came out of the blue. He randomly, the Heat was just like, oh, he's questionable to return tonight, not giving any injury updates. So I feel like the Oladipo situation is going to be pretty similar.
Well, with Tyler, it looks like the time off did him some good
He came back
because
with a freaking Eddie Murphy bowl cut from Dumb and Dumber. I was like, yo.
he can have whatever haircut he wants as long as he keeps playing like this. He can be
Yeah,
bald.
exactly.
I can
I think
care
it's the
less.
bowl cut. I think it's the bowl cut. We gotta have
Listen,
some more hero bowl cuts.
he can have he can have whatever haircut he wants if he can play like he played the last few games.
I feel like it's a Boston thing with hero. I don't know why. The Eastern Conference Finals 37. This game, leading score 24. I don't know. Seeing a little pattern here.
Also,
I feel like Marcus Smart has nightmares about Tyler Hero.
I want to talk about the fact that Tyler Hero dropped like 30 plus points against Philly the last time that they played.
Yeah, like 34. I just checked that out too. So maybe Joel Embiid, Danny Green, Seth Curry.
I'm gonna look it up right now because I think a lot of our Gabe Vincent and Precious Achua did well in that game too.
You know who's been very, very, very quiet? Bielitsa. Where is this man? He's like not. He's just not there. I'm really confused as to why he's like not playing.
Maybe
I've said this in the last pod. Man. He's too good to play. You can't be
Yeah,
playing that much greatness out there.
I
yeah,
agree.
we're
And Devin's pretty damn great
like,
too. So
Yeah, in the game without Jimmy Butler, did Bam play? Yeah, Bam didn't play against Philly when it went to overtime and we lost by 3. Gabe Vincent had 24. Tyler Hero had 34. Duncan had 26. Precious had 17 and 13 rebounds.
I mean, I can see why they had those stats because Jimmy and Bam were out, who are the players that get majority of
I
those
think
types of
Goran was out
stats.
too, wasn't he?
yeah,
Uh, yeah, he was. But still, that's impressive numbers to be putting up against the number 1 seed.
Yeah, of course, but like I said, like when you have players such as Jimmy, Goran, and Adebayo, that gives bench players more of an opportunity to score those missing points from those players. So, I mean, hey, Tyler can go out tomorrow or the upcoming game and have an amazing game. So can Gabe Vincent. So can Precious. It's never promised with any player like towards how they're gonna perform and stuff. Malik Monk is a perfect example. He went from averaging 6 points a game to freaking being a random heat killer. You know what I mean? So it's just you gotta hope for the best and just like hope everything's gonna
Yeah,
go smoothly.
yeah. You
And we
said
have a
Stoke and
we
Precious.
pretty much have a perfect roster other than Oladipo, so we should
Yeah,
be good.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
you
Don't
you
jinx
said
it.
Ah,
you said Stoke
here
and
we go.
Precious. We're done. We're done with Precious for this season. I don't want to hear that man's name this season again because he's just been so bad. Like
Can
he
he be
had maybe
eligible for
one or
Rookie
two
of the Year?
shining games, huh?
Can he be eligible for Rookie of the Year next year? Because if so,
I mean, it's a
No,
second
because
year, so
he's been
he's
active he's been active. That's the thing.
too
Like
many
on the
games.
roster designation, he's active, so
Wow.
he can't. But he's been so inconsistently bad. Like he's had a couple games where you see flashes of what he can be, but not having a preseason, a good preseason. I mean, not having a summer league, not having the ability to be sent to the Skyforce because that's where he would be because he just needs time to develop because he's just such a raw prospect. It just we should really just be done with him this season because he gives nothing to the team, especially in like big time big minutes. I would probably put Bielitsa in before I put in Precious at this point.
I mean, yeah, I personally agree with that. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, but anyways, another thing that I want to hit on real quick, going back to the Celtics game, can we just appreciate Goran Dragic real quick? Because I know a lot of people were heated about how, we gave this dude, 18 million and all that, and all this other stuff. And the dude bowled out yesterday. It was amazing. This felt like playoff Dragic all over again. The guy that was the leading scorer for us before he got injured. The dude was an absolute beast. I mean, I just can't help but just think about how this dude was possessed last night. Like Flash, I know you're one of the biggest I know you're a Duncan Robinson apologist too, but you're also a big apologist for Goran Dragic. How do you feel about his performance last night?
Bro, he's awesome. He's such an awesome person and he's such an awesome player. The Heat fan, and this is just directed to you, Heat fans who said he was washed. I don't know why he's getting minutes. He's over the hill. Why are we paying him? This is why he shows up when it matters. He doesn't show up for the bum ass Pistons game. Nobody cares about the Pistons. But best believe when it comes to these teams, when you need a win against Boston, against Philly, against Chicago when we were down in the standings and we needed a win badly. What does he do? He scores 20 in the fourth quarter. Yesterday, he scored, I think, like 12, 13 in the fourth quarter. Like, this dude is insane. And we're going to need him if we're going to make any noise in the playoffs. Any noise. So, this Goran is washed. Goran is, man, shut up. Like, just let's not do that because Goran is just so important to this team and y'all don't even realize it.
True. And then, because as the dude said himself, hopefully y'all can hear this. This time, y'all heard
Yeah,
it first. The
this
dude
time
bring
I bring
cash.
cash too. Let's go. That
Yeah,
man brings the rain. He brings that fire.
y'all already know what that dude about, man. I'm personally, whenever I see Goron slander, it's just crazy because it's like I feel like people really forgot how what this man was capable of doing and what he's still capable of doing. So hopefully we've seen the last of Goron slander. Like y'all know we about to see that same Goron who bowled out in the playoffs last year. Like we're about to see, well, we're already seeing it. And we're gonna see it more come playoff time. So to all the Heat fans who've been out here slandering this dude, knock it off, okay? Like, just give the man his flowers and, move on. Fill out that Goran Dragic apology form, and yeah. And then let's see. Another thing that I just want to quickly hit on is this Philadelphia game. So personally, I'm not worried about it too much because, as I said earlier, what is it? They basically have the number one seed locked up because after this Heat game, they have a cakewalk schedule against a Magic team in which they play against them at Philadelphia. Both home games. So with that being said, is there anything you guys feel like we should watch out for? We'll start off with you, Flash.
Right. So the two times, I think it was two, that Philadelphia has played us this year, Joel Embiid has gone off.
Well,
And you, yeah,
go ahead.
right. And you know the coincidence there, the common denominator is Bam didn't play.
Yeah.
So we're actually about to get our first look at what Bam versus Joel this season looks like because he's not scoring 38 points against Bam. It's just
I
not happening.
I mean, they basically played against the Miami Heat's Sioux Falls Skyforce. Like I remember we did the pod for those specific two games. Like, who exactly were they facing off against? Because let's see, Chris Silva got a handful of minutes in that game, so that alone tells you how exactly deep we were for those specific two games. And I mean, let's see. You look at that. Hero and Robinson, those two had good games, as you guys mentioned earlier. But for the fact that Joel Embiid had to turn into prime Shaquille O'Neal in that first game against the Sioux Falls Skyforce team, I think that alone should probably foreshadow what we might see in tomorrow's game and probably what we might see in a potential playoff matchup. If we get that 4 or 5 seed, there's a chance we play them in the conference semis, I believe. So think about that real quick. And then let's see, Ange, what about you? How do you feel about tomorrow's game?
I'm personally very excited to see the Ben Simmons Bam Adebayo matchup just to prove like who's more capable or whatever. I don't know. I'm just really excited to see that. And based off their injury report, there's a lot of day-to-day like players like Joel Embiid, Jules' boyfriend Matisse Thybulle, um, Gary Clark, and Furkan. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Furkan Korkmaz.
Oh, Korkmaz. Yeah, you
Yeah,
said it.
he's
You
out.
said it right.
He's out. So I mean, Jimmy Butler's day to day too, but I feel like it was like a little scratch on his eye. I feel like he should be fine by tomorrow or the upcoming game. So I'm personally pretty excited. It's going to be a very exciting game. I think it's going to be airing on TNT national television. Um, but yeah, I'm just excited to see that Adebayo and Simmons matchup. Personally,
Ben Simmons is going to be the third best defender on the court. Think about that because Jimmy and Bam are I
Fourth,
think they're just so much
fourth,
better.
fourth,
Fourth.
fourth. I'm gonna tell you right now that our Heat killer will not be on the offensive end. It'll be on the defensive end, and it will be Matisse. I'm telling you right now.
your boyfriend's questionable. Your
I
boyfriend's
know. He hurt his,
questionable.
you know what? He hurt his hand diving for a ball. Hustle. No, listen. If he's playing defense, I mean, if he plays, he's playing defense. But like, if he plays, like he's gonna definitely hurt us because I mean, he's
He's such a
respected.
gifted player. He's such a gifted defensive player. I'll correct myself.
Him with the
Uh,
if he ever gets a jump shot, he's lethal.
yeah, he's such a gifted defensive player. It's just a shame he got drafted to Philadelphia. What a waste.
I know
Damn.
and we definitely could have got him, but we got Hero.
I'll take it.
I know, right? No, but he definitely would be a great addition to the team. So hey, Matisse, if you're in the off season, want to come to Miami, you're more than welcome.
You'll get some sun up. You'll get some sun down here, other than in Philly. You can have all the Cuban subs you want and stop eating Philly cheesesteaks.
And we make it past the second round.
Yeah,
And then
must be
also
must be a shame for Philly fans, right? Not being able to see the third round in like 30 plus years. I mean, not. I'm sorry, not 30. I'm sorry.
No, you know what I
2001.
find is
When
so
is that?
funny?
20 years.
You know what I find so funny? Philly fans have the most to say. They're like, "Oh, at least we're first in the East." Okay, at least it hasn't been like 20 plus years since Miami's been to the finals. Like, sit down.
Milwaukee was first in the East last year.
No, I mean this year they're first in the
No, I
East.
know. I'm
Oh,
saying Milwaukee was first in the East. You see what happened to them?
yeah, exactly. Almost got swept by us. Exactly.
Listen, I'm still surprised. I mean, Kawhi made that incredible shot, but I mean, if that Philly team went to the conference finals, like with a Jimmy and Ben and Embiid, like I think that team could have gone far, honestly.
Butler was on the court during that time too, and I saw him walk off looking so disappointed. I was like, "Oh, Butler."
I know. I'm upset.
Felt so
'Cause that
bad.
team, no, that was actually like a really great team.
I know. It was a really great team.
Mhm.
But then what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's the upcoming game against Philly. Jimmy Butler's going against his former team, so I feel like he's gonna have a good game tomorrow. I have a feeling he'll show out against his former team. Be like, "Hey, y'all thought I was a first round exit, right?" Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
don't forget that Philly chose Tobias Harris, Al Horford, and Brett Brown over Jimmy Butler.
We robbed
Al
them.
Horford,
We
who
robbed
plays for
them.
the OKC Thunder, and you had to trade a pick to get rid of him. Think about that.
T.
If you put Jimmy Butler on this year's Philly team, think
Lethal.
about that.
Lethal.
No,
It's a
listen. If you
championship.
trade away Jimmy Butler, and then they got Danny Green, and then they got Matisse. Like
I swear to God, Danny Green has been
that's
everywhere. 2 years ago, he was with Toronto, won a championship. Went to LA, won a championship. Now he's with Philly, the number one team in the East, bro. Like, that man's been everywhere. He was with the Heat previously, too.
he's
No, he
also
wasn't.
feasting on
Danny
Portland
Green?
players,
oh
so
Danny
Dan,
Green has never played for the Heat.
no,
He hasn't? Bro, that was probably a
No.
Photoshop then. That was probably Photoshop.
Yeah.
no,
Hold on. 42 minutes. Okay.
Bro.
Let's keep going.
I am worried about him in this matchup because I think he leads the league, or he's close to leading the league in corner threes.
Danny
I have a
Green.
healthy respect for Danny
If
Green.
he can play tomorrow like he did in that one game in the finals where he just bricked every three he took, I'll be okay with that.
He's not.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hope so,
I
though.
have a healthy respect for Danny Green because I don't know if you remember how good he was in the 2014 NBA Finals and he scares me. He's a scary shooter
Yep.
that turns it up against Miami most of the time. So I have a very healthy respect for Danny Green. Probably the only player on Philly that I respect like that.
and then another random scrub heat killer, just real quick that to bring up is freaking what's his name? Who's the guy? Steph Curry's brother, Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Yo, I low key might be concerned. I feel like I remember last year when he was with Dallas. Like, didn't he have like a 30 something point game or something like that against us?
Yeah, yeah. It to me when I first saw the Philly matchup, I was like, yeah, it seems like a Seth Curry type of game.
Yeah,
I cannot believe that Dallas traded him away.
for Jay
Yeah,
Rich.
he's such a good player. I think
He's
he was like a
solid.
40% 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
He's not his brother, but he's very good.
No, and also he's really good at taking those transition threes, which is needed sometimes when you're down and you're trying to get up fast. Like he takes those transition threes and makes them.
Yeah, all respect to Josh Richardson, I wouldn't have done that deal because I don't know.
Yeah,
Josh
no.
Richardson is just such an inconsistent offensive player. He's a very good defender, of course, but this Dallas doesn't need a Josh Richardson. Right now, they would probably need a Seth Curry.
Yeah, no. With Seth Curry, I mean, what are they sitting in right now? Are they 5 or 6? Whatever they are, they'd be higher with Seth Curry on the team.
Yeah, they gave LA a run for their money. The Clippers
Mhm.
in the playoffs with Seth Curry. So yeah, man, I never liked that trade. Like I said, I I respect Jay Rich, but he's just not a fit there in my opinion.
And can we talk about how now people are making Mavericks fans are making photoshops of Jay Rich in a Shanghai Sharks uniform? I just can't right now.
Oh,
My
God.
God, all the Heat players that leave Miami just turn to crap.
Don't
Like
leave my team.
for real, like I remember when James Johnson would used to carry this team,
Mm,
and now the dude has been everywhere, bro.
that
And he
picture.
hasn't seen minutes like that. You have Justice Winslow, just he's awful. Like dude is crap. Like he cannot play basketball anymore, and it's just sad to see.
And it's weird because, I don't know if I've ever brought it up on the pod, but I know I've said it in like the group chat and everything. It just seems like whenever a Heat player gets traded from here, people view it as a superstar move for some reason. Like I remember when Dion Waiters was still with the Miami, people just looked at him and just made memes of him as the guy who OD'd on a gummy. The minute he went to the Lakers, everyone was looking at it like this was a game-changing move. Like now the Lakers are legit a serious contender. Not saying they already weren't that season. And like it was just so dumb. Like y'all looked at this guy as someone who OD'd on gummies with the Heat, and now he's with the Lakers, and y'all are looking at him like he's 2017 Dion, Mr. Philly Cheese and all that. Like make that make sense. I just don't understand. And he didn't even play a single second in the finals. I don't know if he even played in the playoffs. Like,
Man, I can't wait. I really can't wait till Houston gives Kelly Olynyk $20 million.
yo.
My God, you sorry sack of people.
I'm
Oh, that's gonna be so great.
the Lakers tonight. I want a Kelly Olynyk masterclass against the Lakers tonight. That'd be so funny.
It is the first time he'll ever help the Heat.
Mhm.
I feel like with Kelly, the only time he's just like not good is when he's in the American Airlines Arena. That showed in that one game.
No,
Because
I went to that game. I went to
I
that game
know
and he was like balling. I mean not
you
well,
were
not.
at the freaking like best game of your entire life. I
It was
swear that was
it
such
was
a good game.
so fun. I was at that one, and then I was also at the next one where Jimmy pretended to get hurt, and I thought he was actually hurt. Terrifying, but like Kelly was like making shots, and like when he was at the free throw line, everyone would be like, "Yay, Kelly!" And then he jumped into I think none to draw a foul,
And the whole arena just
My,
started booing.
and the whole arena just like stopped cheering for him at that point. We're like,
Mm-mm.
it's funny.
But
oh
yeah.
man, he's gonna get paid so well, and it's gonna be so funny to me.
Listen, if that's where he can play, good. I mean, like, good for him.
I feel so bad. I forgot Bradley got traded to that team too. I saw him play in the Houston game. I was like, oh yeah, Bradley's on that team with Olynyk too.
Kelly
Yeah.
said this. He'd rather
You
have
know what's
stats
so
than win
annoying?
games.
You know what's so annoying? The fact that Avery Bradley came back as soon as he got traded. Like, bro, what were you waiting for? Like, you could have came back
No,
earlier, bro. I was
I
so
think
mad.
I think he knew. I mean, I don't think he knew, but like I think the organization. I mean, Pat Riley.
Knew he was gonna get traded, or knew he was gonna like wait to come back.
No, I think he was being held out because he was gonna get traded.
Oh,
The only reason why, I mean, yeah, I mean, the only reason I think why Kelly played is we literally needed him to play. But
I mean,
I
technically, we didn't need him to play.
who are we gonna put at power forward? Tyler.
I'd put anybody at power forward over Kelly. I'd put Udonis Haslam starting at 40 years old at power forward before
I'm
I'm
so
happy with
excited.
putting Kelly.
I
I,
want him to come into the game and just be the best player on the court, and everyone's like, "Oh, where is he?"
Can we sub in Udonis Haslam next game and put him on Joel Embiid right away?
I would
Just to see what
laugh.
that looks like.
I would laugh. He'd get like 10 rebounds in 10 minutes. Pull a Dwayne Dedman.
Deadman. Oh, I love Deadman.
Me too.
He's been so good. I
I know.
really want him
Weren't you
back
the
next
one
year.
talking down to him though?
I did, and on this pod, on Twitter, I fully admitted I was wrong, and I freaking love that I was wrong. Such a good addition, best 21 in Heat history.
Exactly. That was my
No bad comments from me. I don't think he's made a single mistake since he's joined the Heat.
right. I feel
No,
like
he-
Spo, like with him and like getting new players on our team, I feel like he has the potential to like fully maximize them. He did it with Jimmy Butler. He did it with Dragic. He's doing it with Dedman. He's doing it with Ariza. You know what I mean?
No,
Just
Deadman
players
has
with that.
really good like IQ.
Right.
So helpful. Because in the non-Jimmy and non-Bam minutes, like he's on the court.
He's the big man we always needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we always used to be scared at the non-Jimmy, non-Bam minutes. We used to be
Mhm.
scared. We're like, oh damn, but
Oh damn.
No, there's been several
Deadman's in
games
there.
where like we've been down and Deadman has come in and like saved us all. Like
Yeah, well, you had that little combo of Dragic and Deadman just putting numbers on fools. It's great.
no.
Deadman's great. End of
Mhm.
Now it's
discussion.
Goron, Hero, and Deadman.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
Miami has a good bench. Really good addition, Deadman.
Mhm.
sure. But yeah, anyways, it looks like it might be time to close out soon. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up real quick, or?
Jimmy dropping 40 tomorrow on his old team.
Mhm.
Yo, he finna come out with
Bam's
the
locking
Amari.
up Ben Simmons.
He finna
Oh
come
yeah.
out with Amari Stoudemire type goggles and ball out. You feel me?
Drop
Yeah, I
61.
remember that one game where
basketball.
Dwayne Wade had migraines and he came out with goggles and just lit the place up. I need something like that.
I feel like every Heat player with goggles like LeBron and D Wade, they just
Mhm.
light it up.
If Jimmy comes out with a mask or something,
Headband Jimmy.
Oh my
Headband
God.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Listen, I bet you that there's gonna be 4 accounts called Mask Jimmy in the 5 minutes.
Mask Jimmy's
Yeah, for
burner.
sure.
Yeah, Mask Jimmy's burner. Yeah, something like that.
Hey, yeah, oh yeah, Joel.
Or Tyler's gonna get his
I can't close out this thing without giving Duncan Robinson his roses because he's been playing so well. I mean, have you seen the minutes that he had to play guarding? I'm talking about defense now, guarding
He
Jason
blocked
Tatum.
someone yesterday. I forgot who it was.
Blocked someone, yeah.
Oh, it was Tristan Thompson. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tristan Thompson is so bad.
Yeah, he was just doing cardio out there. He had like 2 points, 3 rebounds,
In like
and just
30 minutes. He
getting
played 30 minutes.
dominated by Bam.
Fadeaway?
What happened?
Duncan's fadeaway?
I know, that was really nice.
Yeah, that's like I saw Dirk. Like that's that Dirk fadeaway. He's been playing so well, and he's been so consistent.
If he starts making those inside shots, I mean he's gonna get pretty close to being unguardable real quick if he got that good 3-point shot that he has now, and also an elite inside shot too.
Right, so like the Heat play so good when Duncan Robinson is going off, like there's no way Miami loses those types of games. When he has like 5+ threes, Miami usually pulls out the win. Like that's why I keep saying Duncan is really a big role. He's a very big focal point of the Miami offense, and he makes Miami run. So he's been playing so well. And
you don't find many people like him, let alone shooters like him in the league. I mean, he's literally a record breaker, youngest and fastest to 500 threes in NBA history. So
there are going to be people that disagree with me, but if you don't keep him, you're making such a mistake.
His contract's worth at least like 20 million now, no, or more, or less.
The way he's playing, I'm paying him 20 million. I don't care.
Wasn't his
I'm
contract
get
already
the messages
20
after
million?
this, but yeah.
Wasn't his contract already like 10, 20 million or 15?
He's making like 5 million.
Right now?
Yeah, right now he's not even. I think he's making like $3 million.
For the way he's playing, that's not enough.
Yeah, because it's his first contract. Now he has to get his second contract, and he's playing like he's worth $20 million because he completely changes the team.
I think Luka's still on his rookie contract too. Is he?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's these players that aren't getting paid. Like, it's crazy. Bam is still on his rookie contract right now. He has the extension, but it's not kicking in until next year. Right now, Bam's making $7 million a year.
Duncan's getting paid $1 million right now.
Yeah. Oh, even worse. So look, this man is getting paid $1 million to break league records.
He signed a 3-year, $3 million contract. Yeah,
that's gonna expire next season, so he'll be making much more than he's
the best value. Like Miami got such good value.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Hero making more than that though? Isn't Hero making more than that too?
I think he is.
A year or like overall?
4, I think like 4 a year or 4 or 6 because he was a first round pick, so first round picks make that kind of money.
Yeah, and Duncan went undrafted, so.
No, Tyler's getting 2021. He's getting 3.8 right now.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So
For an
yeah,
inconsistent
they make
20-year-old.
more. First round picks make a lot. So not a
I mean,
lot,
how much
but
is
compared to the
Preston not?
undrafted players.
We're paying Oladipo a lot of money.
I mean, he's a two-time All-Star.
No, I know. It's still funny though.
Precious Achiuwa's getting paid $2.5 million right now. And
More than
Yep.
don't.
Yeah, because he's a first round pick. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You
But he
pay the
gets, like,
potential
no
when
minutes.
you draft a rookie. You pay the potential. You don't pay the player.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's see. Then moving forward, is there anything else y'all want to talk about, or are we ready to call it an episode?
Heat in
We're
5.
fine.
Possibly
Heat in
Heat in
5.
4.
If it's New York, it's Heat in 4.
Yeah.
I love how you said Heat and 5 at the same time, though. I love that.
Yeah. Those podcasts out there, wink, wink, that say that New York could take us. Get some help.
Mm-hmm.
Those are probably the same pods that are in the, like, the teams are in the play-in. So.
Yikes, bro.
People got crazy when I said that Bam was gonna dominate Julius Randle. Please. But anyways, with that being said, and just a final reminder to y'all, because y'all already know what's up. We in the playoffs, y'all. Let's get literal. Everybody wrong. Everyone was sitting here saying we wasn't going to the playoffs. Here we are, though. Here we are. We got a playoff spot before the Lakers. We got a playoff spot before the Celtics. How y'all feeling right now? Because I'm feeling amazing. So with that
This
being
music
said,
is a whole mood.
yo. So with that
Nothing like
being said,
non-copyright music.
yep, that's right. So without further ado, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of the Heat vs. the World podcast. Make
And
sure to
we out.
follow us on Twitter at Heat vs. the World _. And we'll see you guys next time with a brand new episode. We out.